Hi everyone, this is Aruna Arichami, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology, SNS College of Technology. In this video, under my lecture series, Database Design, today we're going to see about the Armstrong axioms for the functional dependencies. So kindly watch my previous video, seeing this video. So what do you mean by functional dependency? Means if X determine the accurate value or exact value of the Y, then we can say that particular relation is a functionally dependent. Here, X component, we can call it as a determinant, and Y component can we call it as a dependent. So under thing, definitely while going for a application oriented and all, definitely we have to create a relationship. And also during the relationship, one or more attributes can be depend on each other. Through that, they can arrive at different types of dependencies that can be called it as a trivial functional dependency, non-trivial functional dependency, multi-value dependency, and transitive functional dependency. Let us see one by one. First, trivial functional dependencies. So if it is always depend or subset of the determinant, then we can call that particular thing is a trivial dependency. For example, we know that thing X determine the Y, that is X tends to Y is a functional dependency. If Y is a subset of X, then definitely we can call this is a trivial functional dependency. So let us see an example. Here I have put out the exam table, will contain roll number, name, and age. If roll number, name tends to name, this is my X component, this is my Y component. I can say directly, I can say this is a trivial dependency. How can I say that trivial dependency means my Y component is a subset of my X component. Here, the name is a subset of X because here it will have roll number and name. So we can definitely say this is a trivial functional dependencies. And also each and everything, roll number tends to roll number. This is also trivial dependency. Name tends to name, trivial dependency. Name tends to age tends to age is a trivial dependency. For example, name tends to age. This is not a trivial dependency because Y component is not a subset of my X component. So this is an example for trivial dependencies. The next one is non-trivial dependencies. It is dependency strictly not a subset of a determinant. Also, we can't able to say that particular relation is a functionally dependent because it is not a subset of Y is not a subset of X. So only we can call it is a non-trivial functional dependency. Only you have to work it out only. We can able to say this particular relation is a trivial, non-trivial, fully functional dependencies. For example, see here, roll number tends to name. Otherwise, name tends to age. Age tends to roll number. Name tends to roll number. These are the not a trivial functional dependency. So only I quoted over here. Here, roll number, comma, name. This is X component. Age is my Y component. Here, age is my Y component. Y component is not present in my X component. So this type of a relation is a non-trivial functional dependencies. Next thing is a multi-valued functional dependencies. Entities of the dependent set are not depend on each other. It can contain the multiple values. Because the real-time example for this one is our phone number. A user can have the more than one phone number with them. So a user can have 10 phone numbers. So a user can have multi-valued over that. So these type of dependencies, we can call it as a multi-valued functional dependencies. See through that, roll number tends to name and age. Here, that particular roll number students can have name and also it will have a age. So these type of dependencies, we can call it as a multi-valued dependency. Roll number tends to name. That is not a multi-valued dependencies. The next one is a transitive functional dependencies. It is indirectly depend on each other. That can be called it as the transitive dependencies. This is a definition. In a transitive functional dependency, dependent is indirectly dependent on determinant. If A tends to B and B tends to C, then according to axiom transitivity, A tends to C. Because if A tends to B tends to C, A is indirectly tends to the C. So these type of dependencies is called functional dependency. See through the example here. Enroll tends to department tends to building number. So through enroll, I can able to I can able to identify the building number through my department. That is the meaning of this thing. So these type of a dependencies only we can call it as a transitive dependency. See to that here enroll tends to building number. Enroll tends to, this is not a transitive dependencies because X and Y component is not a indirectly dependent. So this is not a valid functional dependencies. So if relation is indirectly identified by each other, then we can call it is a transitive functional dependency. So these are the various functional dependencies. In next video, we're going to see about the action theorems. Before watching that thing, you can watch my previous video, or because one thing is depend on the another thing. So if we know how we can identify the functional dependency, then only we can able to identify the actions theorem and all. Thank you. Thank you for watching my video.